instant services nyulle nata ka gambia mulu be da handi nkalen ne yaye de e ba gambia karobe la labiri nan katon fokoina yaye man dangale ko dikiyo dammato de e ka kaswa wa fali yenne e ka credit go wa fali yenne al salla ko dota al yakal fongola account nimi lafta western union kiyola ria small wall aning MoneyGram nin remit ay wali yaye nyulle nata andum nyulle da ha warta de yaye inata le puruka mobele da handi yaye yes
company le nyini kambang mi ya long koy pharmacy tale baake annum fane lanna ya tale gambia banko kanjang what Lee Properties plus Real Estate and Building Materials afelalia jang Lee Properties plus Real Estate and Building Materials wala la company tal nyanta tala dami katun ko le doku wasane ya tale ilanna ya tale andum itariata nga kenol so tale ne gambia banko kanjang kabo abuko katafu farato jalambang kasakunda kachume aning jambanjele Lee Properties plus Real Estate and Building Materials mandanga lejede nka loro kele luaso anin bohol singo atol mimba bun lora waranta lafta bun lolla nga bagasi kendol le sotale nsa wafalma nga samba fal lafta la dame min dabe sone yare atol min lafta kala kenol sotobi alna Lee Properties plus Real Estate and Building Materials alni e kacha katun ko la joro sone yata bakele al Lee Properties plus Real Estate and Building Materials kumandi 7523293 wala 582781
jiber labe dawda drongalu kondongalu jia alla programme to IFANG BONDI alnal badi malo modula men jamme binni men bidan dron workeda ST Brikama Boyo ti ST Brikama Boyo ngeji IFANG BONDI to
nimbara Mohamed Lamin Sultan saluto e ma memo be kontan nay toni kontangala IFANG BONDI long bitugo saluto respecto idea esia
inimbara kabrimbe invite kan ikon kana fentuje yola fondin na timo e kon kana fentuje ngenyi nin ka bela e pare ne ka bejabi
ngata
tena ala meduna programme kono sai kabriya music start non kodi ini mo jamalle start miola so at some point a lot of allegations lenata je kaitandi ko ha ST animelia dati nyola ni wol hanibia ni mantara nyobulu for example DJs ball kono milinki bije energizer bije tog live bije mula bije ya fam yalla anila bodyguard fango o fanam bije le ya fam yalla sultan fango bije bara di eno di nga jele ko komi nyulu be mantare bala to nya tamo ya tinnale do lutata wol kono jama bale tamata fanan ya fam yalla o fanam bije bara allegationol kam meyitandi wala nyenti ko ST ni mo buka laba ila jabiro monete nyang allegation on.
Well, from coming understand the allegation or okay katara nafang katara umwe kane all the time but coming understand is life nang tunya inindul ka kumase nyola almuka nyola not necessarily because ale problem wala soro. Sometimes some people move on to something better. Yala ne modole do kudol sero ni yetawo do kola modol tamata modol be kudol panana modol reason doli asabu. So I think it's quite normal dal kami afo nyamin milinki mantarajang wata masale ika modol minul tofo well, nye employ along the way. It's not like ni akumasile from the start. Along the way, long nye employ. So, you know, dole they find better work, dole tamata, you know, not necessarily come a problem all from us, you know.
Okay, so barila manager, ini mimbe doko la last album launch ngajele na doko okay. You know, but this album launch mala makanje mala fenke je menkera bara mala kuje menkera bara da pulodi.
Yeah.
Ina be doko la hanibi, fodu nga mantara je anymore.
No, na mantara doko wala, namamul mantara doko wala right now.
Bari kabiral be doko dati kanu. Announcement okay la katele la manager. You know, bari kabrata ta femam moy. Ya famial, do you think you are fair to your fans and followers? Because I feel go they should know member caring, but tukutuku yada nga tawo nyama momala member caring. Mine osam.
You know, niya jibe ku announcement o ketale kom atalon na manager ta manke announcement mi yalon ko nkon na tele nga contract ku sign. Yala ne while abe manager post to nyin takang ninga natalo ke nga post mba fala nyin this is our humble manager. Yala ne bari ate batara mun kafunyo mala nkuto ma kafunyo mala tetino. Yala ne so nkuto ma wale nala kol bula nyokono yala ne so yala ne doko dun tantema for I manager post nyin tanye. Yeah, but it was never like at any point from you know, this looks like a brother. That's what we used to say to each other, you know, mono brothers will let you and all that stuff, you know, like Maduko Kenyok and that's it, you know. So I tell manager role play come. But it was never official. I never really got Nanemang Kaiti from a sign from manager long or artist long. We just had this understanding in between us. Yeah, so in a case like that, you know, I begin funny that in Atafana expose like come na manager mantara duko wala on stuff like that, especially in the duko na tanyani. Nika faham kami.
Yeah, so beduna ko nyen kono dama ngununol ketanu. Ya understand mol ba fla DJ se STA baile, mol ba fla sultan ye STA baile, mol ba fla badra pulo fana mantara je here and there and the like. Ya faham yal. Ndela pad I know kon resign dale 100% ngol on ete along. So left ma dunyin kono because Gambia nolu Gambia ha
Papa langi baile ni
Nonde because near them I want to be fair to the followers. Yeah, understand.
Yeah.
Because B nde estira kacha fonola adara mamfango foji. Yeah, understand.
Right.
So I definitely want to be fair. E kanjela ngami mpo nte modo la ko mano la mande fango ma. Yeah, understand.
Yeah.
And nyimu fende de me alonko for a very long time Gambia no lafta mo la munebe caring. The laftalo na munebe caring. When DJs came, I asked him, no nyininka question online and it will be fair enough kete fana nyininka. Ninga tu nyama then which means it's not fair. Yeah, I understand them coming from. And it's not like Kofanang. And it's not like Kofanang. I'm trying to dig into Menketanung in the past. No. It's just that Konga interviewed Lesotho in the past. So it's very fair. Putting it fana nyininka, it fana yela folk mo for you.
But in ilafta minyininka na reka nyininka, you cool you know. I
Okay.
understand.
All right. All right. So fine. So sign. Muneketa exactly. Muneketa because Nyemu manager almost DJs Mula manager dinu ngamelong officially. Yeah, understand. Let's say officially, Badra fana Mula manager dinu officially. Along the line, you can model so me along you know, yeah, understand. You know, staff along here and there. Muneketa exactly nyunku kono.
Okay, so I can tell you one thing for sure. Like, I can tell you, ngam manager fula sotale jandin D jobs fulu. Biringa kumas ngam manager do sotale, ngam manager do finance soto. Maybe D jobs lon na third manager. Exactly, but ntemanke muti miya lonko nkana problem on tika kana on social media. I've never been that person. Manke muti miya lonko mina online kamultu mutaka wanji kadi dunia la anyhow nene manke umu fananti. Yeah, bari ngalo ne manke muti mimbe sila rek yala nenka mul bay kanyinul bay just out of balatringo kang o adiata nyele kang yala ne respect ko le be nit mul beti. And because of that, I can say less about Minatina Ninino Mantra group. But I can tell you it's a genuine reason to me. me yatin na ni mantara doko wala, it's not just me sitting down and deciding ni te doko kala ketenge or ni te kukela kotenge. Even though I cannot come and talk negative about anybody, malang yeah, ni mantara doko la ebe doku dola, ebe dula dote ebe kudola. I'm happy for you. I'm genuinely happy for you. But I cannot come and say nyenyeneke kamultinya. That is never been me, and I cannot really do that, honestly.
All right. Well, the responsibility is to ask the question. So if you don't want to say nyenyeneke, well, that's okay. But the responsibility is to ask, and I'm glad no question or no nyinkal. Yeah, Fabian. So that's pretty clear.
Details so direct, abe manual demanding and nung konga fe nyame rek, like, ni doko mantano nyula, still we wish each other good, yala nem being at respectively, yala ne, well, ntenga, nga prefer wala nyama, dan nga fo nyi neke, malon fe ka understand.
Nga jombi nang kudo to me ala kumata. Sanji dantan komando, nga jele ko coming ye record level o so ni ka fa ko record level o me alon ko ka fa ko ba ko. But nata jele ko record level o nyimanda o record level o kono e artist so to je artist me alon ko imu artist me alon ko ye feature sotole. For example, let's say Kombonka, let's say Chronic Bob, ana nyonyongol mune ati na ko ba kono manda.
Okay, so Pru gina Pru briefly explain ya on ya faham bake. Among label. I created a movement. In the be talents they have great potential, and I'm a major artist, and I feel like like in a platform in sembo this no like other artists will mutake elevate promote too. So I call these kids on a meeting. Yalan. So bring a meeting also to halfway, the Kobakono movement or amanke labelty because in the most sign Okoditembulu. It's a long time ago. Okoditembulu. But I would love to do the little that I can for everybody. And I would love to give my platform to them specifically, even though Ninata Soto say like Gambian artists will be invited to perform, but I would give them I give them advantage of performing at the perfect time, or maybe right before until or an exclusive show of the gal. That's what Kuba Kono was about. Nkoy ko momo lafta sola ya fonye nsi don't know bahalal. I don't need profit ni ela soke parita yente jona kodola rek yena kolke. Yeah, ninga so soto mba make sola ali perform at the right time, not just come opening acts or something. You perform in the middle of the show. Yeah, and you perform in the middle of the show. Yeah, na platform or anywhere you can use it anyhow. And no more laptop say videos with offending. You tell me I will try to do my little support. Maybe I will do a lot of fancy it, but I will do my little support for free. That is how Kuba Kono came about. You can have interview with this. He said in Kano. That was how Momo record label sign. You are free to go because it's not a label. It's just we can have each other's back and your support and stuff. Momo Minkelang and your push. It was just that. Atata na Kuba Kono what the malong. It was never a record label or a profitable, group me along. I will gain anything out of it. It was more of me, giving out, if you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I understand that. Gesture me putting, gesture me along any other artist would want it. Yeah, faham yan, especially coming from somebody like you. So munana manatan.
Sometimes yala nere come sometimes ikakul invision nyami na mkako nyama. Say maybe yala ne kombonka la case, kombonka got GSC natale. He'll have to sign, he got a record deal with them. Atata ning yalan. Like I said, anybody could. It's not like a label. Mulman contract sign. It's just yalan direct me talking to them like this. I can do this. I can do this. We can do this together. Yalan. So kombonka record label also. you know, Atata moved, you know, with GSC, which was very good too. Yalan. And then, but sometimes, Yalan, you don't feel like, say, the respect in Antamin Soto Leo Soto. Say, let's say, mostly event or Soto, ita fa event or in Kalamutafang. Or maybe, yeah, and 2 days before event, yeah, Kalamuta or near event or Soto. Yalan, just, you know, a lot of petty little things, like, Yalan, the world of mal, like, it's nothing. It's nothing complicated though, honestly.
All right, okay. To you, it's not complicated, but to your fans and your followers and the journalists that are looking at you and are ready to hold you to account, is complicated. So
So it's
let's
not
dive into the specifics. You know, so
yeah.
I let's leave it at that here and there. But I want us to look at the specifics. Right?
It's not in the nature Purukana negative diamoke about anybody. Then I'm focused on my music and my career. But I can try to briefly explain ning experience will minul nga soto. You know, most of the time it's just lack of patience or maybe lack of like maybe ya feel ko respect ko minyanta dile maybe a man dila o nyama. Yalan. But at this time, it's not like a record label mule contract was signed damning. Everybody was free to move if you find something better to do. Yalan. So wala kata damma, you know. But you know, all I have mad love for all the kids, you know, all of them. You know, because honestly, at that time, all me could find lombake or nyama. Yalan, and I was still popular. Everybody knew me. So it was never like to gain anything from them. It was to give. That was the whole concept of the whole Koba Kono thing.
Kombonka, anati ale purina e collabo keba.
Yes, Tonyala, yes.
Mune ati nalmon collabo soto.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Before Kombonka wall or Chronico wall, ye collabo na feya. Ntanga fwe bele, momwe collabo sa ya na fena. So, but I didn't get the collabos maybe at the time that was much more appropriated for me. Yalan. So collabo at that time woman maybe it didn't really work out for me at that time, so I couldn't jump on their thingy, you know, the malo, you know.
Okay, but do you know coming you not accepting Kombonka collabo? Do you know there are allegations coming Kombonka is not happy with that?
Yeah, yeah, but I can understand if he's not happy with that, but it doesn't necessarily mean yalong musical mo feneti mo nyantaming understand na amanke fengoti mi yalong ko karikiling kuolong o sanji kiling kuolong. Yalan. It's a career purunti, it's a career puru chronic board, it's a career puru not easy, it's a career puru kombonka. Near collabo na this year, I'm a work, next year, I'm a work, year after that I'll be work lal. Yalan, so everything just cannot happen at the same time.
So
Yalan, but
if okay, let me ask a quick question there. You keep saying coming respect patience. I mean, you kumol for you know, like repeatedly. For you look on a mole be mele along ya feel ko ye disrespect leba.
no, not necessarily. Not necessarily, but in coming for come, Yalan, you take right now, you know, there is allegations Kombonka is not happy about that.
Happy. Yes.
So
Omo allegation only.
well, it's on the patience. Once the patience less other Mimman keno kununko, amanke kununga kakenole bi, namanke bifa kakenole som. So, but it doesn't necessarily mean ko, you know, a problem or a sort of beef less. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't want to support the same people many along Conco. You know, I look at them like competition. It's never like that. I do my best, but I try to do my best for Gambian music too. But if any case, at a point me along say you left and na man over time, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean enmity. It doesn't necessarily mean coming malafiki support. It doesn't necessarily mean malam feka understand.
Let me ask this question. Melbourne come back, for example, if Kombonga comes back again, you know, I would you be willing to have a collab with him?
Yeah, of course. Atuta na game plan ne bolo rek, you know, but you know, having a collab. I called Komunka Kununku for Kununko ba nga call le, you know, ngala interview do la mo, you know, nga call. Nka ko boy near time also we can just link up, Mule singa kachanga fendul bundi nyoto, I got mad love for Kombonka. He's talented. The first time Kombonka and Kumandi, like it's like Yalane. The first time I am Kumandi atara back we are Amuruntana. Yalana I am Kumandi na Yalane Namita for the first time. I can still remember LP. Senegambia, Nsita boy, the flu kekanya, the rap kekanya, kwenyenkite over Lamoile, and stuff like. From that moment, I knew he is talented. I have mad love for him. I took him to Brikama. I explained, I introduced him to Brikama. Comme you know, Koponkati, I overdosed a battle. I pull Busaje, Uro Kumatasate Teta. People can remember that. Malam can feel, I do, it's not, I have mad love for these kids. I swear I do. Yeah, and so it's never like Nina at any time, and then my doors are open for everybody. Yeah, and my doors are open for everybody, not at any time. Not another a problem with sort of no, but in that with wholeheartedly to work with me, bro. I'll work with you. I put everything behind the past. I'm not the type of person minka dwell come back on oh katara, to try to keep the past in my head. No, manke omosifati, mintambita, well tambitale. For anybody in the world, mintambita or bitambitale. We can always save our future to be brighter. Yeah, and not dwell in the past. So nana haning kombong kanata be or anybody else me along of a new because ning kombong common problem sir. But anybody else me along of a nine problem of us no. And as I'm putting a job can be job kellal. Just based on understanding the respect, right, and in genuine love, right? That's all.
Okay, let's shift a little bit. Ngajele fananko kodi Gambia kono musician jama bije sainteng ini de kukile. Ya faham ya. Although mete je finti kate noma, bari jama babi je itada online le ye interview ke kumol fo dol bije ye to fo denkilo kono, here and there. Ya faham ya. So lafta ngol kono jibe. Me question follow that la dame wala nyenti ko. T smalls in our relationship with nyadi le sainteng.
Ninti small family diamola for for so long. For so long. Yeah, and maybe 1-2 years. Yeah, and then I cannot remember exactly. Maybe 1 year, because there was a time when Mita Kololi highway can, Mita Blue Dinola, like that, And I was with people, I'm running my Besilo Kanani Mudu. A Blue Dinola and your control, like that was it. Ninti smalls, nenemam problem or sort of bro. I can tell you this. Sometimes ndafanga kumulmwen ntulola la minu kan jakalindi. Mukalong for ST really for them besati kono ndafana mambo minkalama. I never had any problems with T smalls, not even problem dotting ding alalong kilalong, not even once. Nenema news about penna. Puru nga foko all night problem o sotol nung mandia o atata interview la la entu foji. No, never. Wonene manke. From mambo min kalama, the fengo min kata maybe mamba kalama. But Lord knows I never have any altercations with him. O sa fonga new sabale o nga sonkan dim neke. Sonkan dim fango. No, never. That I remember.
Small score. Ako ala denkilo kono ako ke borala le. Ay mune kela. Foi ke bor small la ba.
Exactly, ma wale understand. And amana yade mamu ya nata ya. Mamu ya enkola ko nyen laftale nga mit. Yala nenkala call dodge. Yala mamu na benta dulato nimborota ta mo fana moy. So I don't get what you were saying. But now what to album I recorded almost 3/4 of the songs small plus studio to small yeah because no face can have small layer. The first time na no face meet was open mic 2013. Open mic 2013. Yalam 2013, which year what? Wolong Alindomo Iati was like Wolong na breakthrough Iati. After open mic, during an open mic for a sabati, Wotolo Ning Wagan will not introduce because Wagan will blacklinks will they no face na finan. You go great producer along, they wanna introduce him to Gambian music. So Brianna Fina, after bringing a stage with Injita, you will introduce. That's how I met No Face. After na Alindom. Yeah. So nganyo konton, but nta malong back, so it was in nganyo konton neterek, that's it. Yalan. But nta be steering nung around meba kaula nuwa time. But after move ta ndata willing kama. So birimbe willing kama ni small la side man jam fanyola back. Small la boyo. Benkala everything run. Oto mu soldier ti. Soldier lontala white. Nin soldier le over dalta wanyama. Ni small stamata waton tol bem katama ni small stamata nden soldier tolle kanda kolke sunkaro kono soldier kataranda silent tolle ka sungote nyokan hold every day tolle kanda kolke yani so kata soldier ya small ya because soldier be steering small player so ntata nga no face taraji that's how ni no face la job cool tata small kono yeah no face and stuff like that because I need small the job can already nga recording start ni no face. That was not on smalls. No face in charge. Camera time on the recording come for 5,000, for 7,000, for whatnot. But in Katale, nga kudo jo no face ya, nga track record. Nga budi, nga ta nga 3 grand or regla nga advance wala nga track do record. Jandi so nga ta nga fendora para nga wa finga nga ju nga track do record. That's how I recorded the whole album on payment. Man of can understand. So but we small the studio. But smalls, now after credit la, Fontella recording, that's not on me, bro. I'm paying someone for way recording Kenya. Me alonko, it any way relationship sort of like ba joke and if mantra joke and temolo. But nteni what diamutale, no understanding sort of. Yalan. So that's all that I can say about me small scenario. That's all. Yalan. So about the produce can never bend the produce can. Yalane. So maybe little grudge is also now because Yalane at the end of the day, Yalane, until the album of blue Yalane movement of the kakang and stuff like that. But Lord knows, in smalls, then problems or bro. Kung afo yamin, then new song boy. I respect smalls boy. I have mad respect and love for him fan genuinely. Yalane. But Lord knows, like and then man tawa nyama. Smalls ning will no face from mantara diamola. Anyway.
Okay,
Yalan.
all right. So ngenyin ka fenna jam. Konin small lafta credit la. For small na na yale kenyin ka credit la. Ila
No, and then
album mo nyin yemen du kuje.
but Yalane sometimes it can happen when sati konole malam fe kam feel Yalan. Eka diamond dimon yala na la studio na recording kewalto and stuff like that yeah come maybe more ungrateful tele and stuff like that man fe kam feel tamanta recording ne yala ne ka producer min na fi jin tani wala diamuta price for nyen ko price ujung ka recording ke na trako ka pariya din na nga wiya dunia kono ite problem mo soto ni wala nyanta o bondi la nyoto because go ite wala sindi la studio to o wala kanana ndu wana la bagasu le kanana fam maybe yala. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is ni smalls man any direct yala ne connection sort of me at in na bavola ko maybe ni smalls a problem sort of on bintanyola le o ninketa multi male not that's the me explain thing atata nata maybe I don't tanyo kono wolto or something like that but it's absolutely nothing yala ne ni soldier ni nka maybe that guy is like a brother to one smalls like soldier that's like that guy is a brother to small like a small like everything run. I never had any problems, any news about not even for once, any song call with smalls. You see that the media kono. That's how I see things. Now
All right.
understand for or something, yalan.
Okay, small la denkilo kono ako dafe mume na dio ka bade ko rikaira. O laino nyin, amu fenna di meya lonko adiamu siara sate kono. Andu laino nyi men firinje wolem nyindiko sanale ka dafe mume na niyo bade akamba. Foi nane small samba morol yale ba.
Bro, I cannot wait. Not smalls than ma. Yeah, I cannot wait. What any moro dunia be kono. Any moro mimi na foko okay. Nga artist on tata la side le nga artist o to foji. Kom tata la side le fanko artist X. Ma foko kam ke do kude. Kom ka for artist X. Bro, nda data ni mori cool to bro. I've never been that person, bro. I know I got the talent, bro. Yalane. I never needed all of these things. I believed in myself. Yalane ko bro. Ni kubeje, like gibe silale, ye kumwele safiro ke boy. Moro mukatinda mwe exam o pass. Karambungo to mori dingol ba exam o failing kanjan. musical nyinti mumu kati na ila musical e dia mumu e ofo rek amantonya fo yala ne it has to be doko anite fango ma ani maybe alala makoiro. Yeah, understand. I've never been the person me along konkata muru ya bro. Nga launching of the stadium all tole from 20 whatever kata for yeah mean stadium or stop that. Ninga for I swear on everything that I have. Hanin nasu ka bong kang kata stadium or muka ke. Ndaka findi wal nyama nga lo mol be nyama nga nakol ka nga say. Nimang kuke putela. That's the concept that I had in my head, bro. Nindata Morolia, I started this year, what last year. Because at the end of the day, bro, I go through a lot. Me along, this is not normal, bro. After what I've been through, you wouldn't believe it, bro. You'd probably set tears for me. I've never been the person. Me along kana internet ka diamo ka for nyinketa na wala na mulmu ka amoy kukuketa. Yalan, I live with my pain, I die with my pain, yalan. But manke o moti mi alon ko fendi rek ngam bori ngata internet o ha nyin kennale bro ninte o commencé nu yalan mbe fenjel le fola no bro ban to ka ala le muta boy ninna struggle ninna pain ninna femo fe nga face bro na bun kono lo nga ala muta fi nga move. That's how I live my life. Yalan, there is no single one artist ngam nene min sama moro ya sako kam kap dafe mume
So
bad ya kusi falo woti nah bro, you getting it twisted.
Kabirio Lionel Moy. I'm so going Lionel Niamoy. How did you feel?
I didn't. How would I feel? The feel laughing. It's just funny. That was all. It's just funny. People talking whatever or whatever shit. But to tell you the truth, I didn't feel anyway. It was just like a random line. The couldn't even for. Honestly, I swear to God, I never. Woman do the among diming. Amatin hey. I've been toting ala sati kono. Wofang mantarang kung kono. Honestly, it was just like a random line. Mo emim for because bro, more life live. I never lived that life. Malam fekam feel.
Small snala interview kono akan even the folklore polto bang. I approach le madam.
Nah, I don't not remember le na benta club auto, but ma remember confine danku farm and danku and stuff like that. We will level the club will be over tighten and stuff like that. Honestly, I can tell you less about that. One metal and honestly, but I remember le nga club
So
auto though. But if I'm not forgetting, boy, monkey umusi party hani science sultan. You might understand that. Like I don't deal with hate. That's not me, bro. Yeah, near below dinner mbe below la bro. Mbait and la quantum for all bro. I'm not that type of person. Konga mimfwe minka kamfa muta kono or stuff like that. No, bro. I never had anything with smalls, bro. Not that I blew nam na nante below la. No. Hell no. It was
But
never like
I
that.
serious, yeah, I serious allegation on level. Serious allegations. Wala nang yin kawal.
Smalls is a brother to me. Hanisa, he's a brother to me. Hana kampadang kambo konta falin. I don't know. I cannot man kampano smalls kamba. Billahi, honestly, I swear, man kampani beef and man kampakam. He's a brother to me. Abedawa da muta nyaonya atala muta jiwa nyama malam fe kam feel. But it's yala ne come yala sometimes ni fengol based on reality kang. But along cool kagina tense a little bit. Man fe kam feel. But sometimes all of this shit is funny to me, bro. All this shit is funny to me. Because it's not realistic. How the hell can I muka mutaputi boy? So muke mutakula. That's the whole thing. I swear on God. I'm
All right,
not
so
even
let's jump into something else. Yeah, for coming small club code. Not only smalls, broke if I'm multi ala na close to the back. Yeah, I
yeah,
understand
but
them coming for it. In
also
fact,
it's not direct. Malam fe kam feel it.
ha,
Because nin tam 50 le nyolong. Tam 50 yatin na
ha,
nga long.
hmm,
So not a T small spanner long and in M nizul. Because it all will be long.
mm-hmm,
Understand? Ngata small
mm-hmm.
siya, like, of course, artists so long, respect for Bentema, Delta, but yeah, well of Mundala why ma from Monkey friends, we are friends, we are like brothers. But it then in soldier la closer, well on cool name family. It wasn't like come wula home, not as small here. It was me and soldier talking, going to places up in another side and stuff. Small Katila, I at time spent abroad a lot. He travels, yeah, and then in soldier like Katarakonyoka. Never willing come filo dollar Jerek. He told me about just 10 minutes walk away. So nin soldier la Paul Kataranyo Konola all the time, big time. That's how I get to be going there all the time. Yalane, so it wasn't really like Yalane Kata soldier a small step from where directly. Man of I understand and can explain it.
Yeah. So let's get into something else.
Yeah.
Broke is somebody me alongo. Ina fanang al close tanum back. In fact, at some point I'll be num bunkilin. But ngaje ko ade
Okay.
fanang farasita karala. Ya fam ya interview kede den kilo lata. Kuma ka fotaji. Ya fam ya. Mune dun denim broke team.
Peman dun broke team. Nene man sonka. Come coming for a small support. Nene man sonka. Nene man news about. Nene man kele from thing na understanding to. Broke mo artisolti be mu singatelti. So that brotherhood yala ne singate, so we got close together. What to make steering kilsering? Yajalante, bring a school bank tata rental start. I've been renting on my own. Yala na man can do kunyinola or anything like that. Magically music wala. Yana, so music was the job. Yana, time me number rent can kilsering. Nimbro ko time mo be closing. I can side. Yala and chill, sometimes, I can night spend and all that. Nkatela suokono. Yala ne, we had that brotherly love going on. Brinna rentals banta kirsering nkata bakau. He joined me. Yala ne, we shared a room and then nka luaso jo nyola nka half jo. We spent time at Bakau. We got even way closer. So by the time all but Bakau, at a seta, they moved her. That was it. Space in create a team. But it was never like ning broke altercation or sort of nsafa oh nyine keta manyu saba nyina on kuyata nyina. No, it wasn't like that. We used to rent at the same place, then after mul separator. Mul but rentals loud lot. Everybody moved on. So distancing just turned into something. I got mad love for broke, bro. Come boy, ninga for boy, mga understanding. They want to do boy, you can't interview will be can't jacket boy because interview do lot of fun. Lonta ka long kon nini ye problem sort of. Not before interview. Interview do la long ka long ko. Oh, yara fa nyin kambal. Oh, yara fa nyin mong cool. But I can never say. Wala na usually niye mo nyin ka mo dun tal tema. It's never anything genuine. It's like ya bulo le bula and then it's always around some little petty shit. It's never genuine because I got mad love for all of these people. Lord knows. I
So
got
Broke,
mad
let
love.
me ask you. Let me stop there and ask you an important question. Broke na ni invite ala soto leba. Wala na ni approach le pura le collabo ke. Ina mo collabo ke wala katala soto.
I don't remember I invite collabo la unka enter collabo kala no. Honestly, I don't remember that. Yala ala soto tan tajile. Wato Westfield sulka pabwolto. Near Ethereum siniga ba fulele. Pato so kake Westfield, Westfield Clinical opposite J. Or Jokole BJ or something. So kake I've been there so many different times. Broke support. Momo kana Brikama or time boy for bro long for anybody, bro. I introduce you to Brikama, bro. Ndaka si goli side le boy. Artist je mamin samba goli side ke introduce bowl beer. Ni kana Brikama boy. You need ST like a mul maka ka flyer post boy ka so promote, bro. Because Mundala home base let it. I don't remember all of these problems. Nyeng invite sort of manta type of shit is that, bro? I'm telling you honestly, yeah. All of you beka kente jakalul tidal. I swear to God, bilai because nte la calculation auto. I don't have problems with all of these people, bro. Nka sile rek na fendo mui warangaje media to or something like that. But wala naka hard purunga respond waranga fendo ke because amuka ke fenti mi along ko fanteng o realize.
Hani kabi kachalom allegation olom because Lara allegations were left against you. Ya faham yale. Fenke fanang Mike Jeda. Afindi tanyi watu kono. ya faham yala of recent have finti kan kadiamu ya faham yala with regards to ila kuo in fact ani Alaji Muhammad la interview ako sana molde me along ko ya understand and coming for he is there but he's not among the top 5 rappers in the Gambia wol kono fana ko hani fansun korda imaso to no ifangwe nimu allegation no le da melufo ya understand and coming for do you categorize yourself among the 5 top rappers in the Gambia?
I don't even categorize myself in any category. Yalan, bro, inteni Michael Mankatar generation killing. All these kids, when they come, I was supporting them. I showed everybody love. Manam fekam feel. I showed everybody love. Yalan, ninyo mantara generation killing. So I would never look at them as competition, bro. I don't look at them. And then in T-Smalls wall long, yalan, mandi muri wall, by babu wall. Manam fekam feel. Next generation artist so let it. Malam my geda bira sula na collabora natale nga collabo diala. I jumped on it. I never asked for a dime. I never asked for anything. Nada genuinely, I showed love. Ni jump tala collabo kai trako bundi. Na em kumani nunga konya after video kelala. I'll jump on the video as well. I never had any issues with my geda. Respect what the ma wala ben team. What the ma respect.
Even you love into the yard and leban for it alone. Kadu my geda ko if I'm so corra from table follow.
Come on, bro. And the best yala been 2 years ago, bro. Yala man need proof ate or anybody else. Malam fekam feel. I've been staying at my compound for 2 years now.
How do you, let me ask you this question. Ika manid no nyadi all this allegation or melkane kan ibuka respond. Imumune ma ibe dating. Iko okay no nyadi.
Trust me, amuka genuine. Walang problem what amuka genuine. Amuka ke fenti mi yalong ka genuine tale malam fekam feel. So amuka word ngana time diala to talk about all of these things and stuff like that. When I know people just make up things. Yala the musical hype BJ. There's this thing we call hype. Sometimes people do a lot of things for hype. They do a lot of crazy things for hype. Malam fekang understand. Exactly. So yala ni ko mimbe wanyama bro, like ntangalo ne na mindset mimbiji do ko long anin kanyato jibe kata nyato da malong I'm not looking for anybody come me along bafala come mbe sella nyin la hype or mbe nyin create la puru nga hype so yala ne nyin kumoson cool. No, I've never been that person, bro. I'm always about my music. Kadu ko long I show musical. Yala ne that's all.
All right, what went wrong in the UK? Kabringin attack tata triple men na proka perform je. What went wrong there between you and Attack? Because the amol fatal nonko coming, estining Attack kunding on letter medite maji. What went wrong there?
The man can team in UK, the man can team, like, yo, ngapo nyamin bro. Attack mun nandu kilti. Yala nende I got mad love for Attack, bro. Ala alon kila alon bro.
Yembe murin la nang koma domani sana. Recently, my gira finti tanang idea mu jamalfo. Ya faham yal. Bari na kiskis ro kono nata jelo ko komi my gira kira molde me alongo. Another tata in prison. Ya understand? Artist only kodo kafun nyoka ya diala. Were you part of the artist meli alongo my gira, contributor towards ala release from prison?
Yeah, I was part of them. Amansia, tomorrow ako do kija amansia, but at least not 10,000 kija, $10,000 is not 10,000 of no contribute like at least price free.
So you contributed $10,000 towards his release from prison.
For real.
How did ila contribution or nada? Mole nade kanga for a bang. For doing genuinely family ajako, okay, there's a brother in prison, me alongo, is important for chip in, out of love.
Mole nata for call come in after one land, stuff like that, Yeah.
How about Attack? Na kiskisiro ya itan lego Attack fana inene amuda police station o dole tata ya bail. Ni muto nyal. Foto nyande.
Yeah, tunyalo.
Iso ye Attack fana bail from police station.
Suta bayang call ultan na larang kang muto malantata Senegambia. After mbota ji nga fa so. Bro, kung nga po yung mukha lang kadiya mo jamal ke, yala ne bro. Yala ne, I've been showing love. I've been showing love to people, genuine love. Yeah, ne, but kung nga po yung music ko is crazy. Mul ka famo sipa be ke le pro hype. Malam pe kam file. Wala na muka jari watu dol yala ne rek ye diamo because ite min long ika wala ne rek yala ne wada makanyan ti yala. Malam pe ka understand. Yeah.
So sai ngata nyato do mandi. Because allegation on bolle no ma yalong sana mumune malo. Kuma jamal le ka fania tare ka diamle no aha bar kuma jamal le ka fa manjabiri so do malam membe keni. So allegation no lumbe wolle no manan jante. Ya fam ya. Nka jele no nyim fatu
No.
fulolu fatu
Yeah,
kamara
yeah.
anim fatu ture. E kam wole nyim mo fulol le
Yeah.
mel yalong ko ni be diata le bake. No. Bar sa ngaje ko komen you know fatu ture na tala kul mantara nyoko fodum problem le dun de na tema bang fodum muneketa.
Ni problem o dun nim fa ture tima fanang ala yalo malong yala nata numbuita kan in anyway me realize fanang you know I am from you know because she's been a good sister to me, she's been so supportive, I can tell you that 100% malam pe kam feel, but I cannot remember na problem o min soto malam pe kam feel you know in fact yala ne then I tried to get to Fatu so many times you know but unfortunately muka soto no malam pe kam feel you know I called, I sent messages yala ne muka access soto no you know pour nabe diamo la nyame but comme ka ko problem o le bentima and stuff like that. Yeah, ni problem be maybe more kalamuta ni mbuita kang in any way man realize but you know I am from Masi, has been a great sister to me. No launching all ketala ticket all wafinye ani mul diamuta na kuola yala and na musical promote and I have that respect for her yala ni. Yeah, so when you fatu full be fat camera is yala name is honey sang nanyi last lunch and back. I have more than 1,000 tickets I can only mole. You know, they are both my sisters and I got mad love for them, you know. Yeah.
All right, so sana ila critics kamem fo wole mnyenti ko sai anin nunto a fatatale nana tela music wala because nunto e katula single jolo na le ke jolo na bar sai ka bulale for end of year ye album o jolo ye nyakas dol kamem fo wole nyenti ko sana is running out of lyrics ila response mo muneti nyento
Nka speso din do ke la puri fana yesa. Yung kambe
no
single
very
bundle. Aba pale ala bakele. Pese ni ji model pale ni yesele. Yeah. Ndem ngande for 6 months. Burka speso din do ke la. Yalan. Puri fana yela cool. Number
so
one.
which means
Number two, bro, muke balti industry kono. I have nothing to prove to anybody. I have nothing to prove to anyone musically. Yalan. So ninjumal the competition na only mune be rosla konga fwe. No, I do things at my own time. I do things how I like to do things. Yalan. Ni run out of the lyrics. Then no moten to mwela sa entem fa.
all right so ST Brikama Boyo, thank you very much for appearing on IFANG BONDI. It's a pleasure having you.
Inimbara saluto respeto ko Sultan Seals.
Inimbala.
Kana kuonde ki